Hello guys, welcome to a new Get Rekt news video, and today something very interesting happened. The Embracer Group has just bought the western part of Square Enix, a couple of studios, Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal and Square Enix Montreal for $300 million. We will talk all about that in this video, and it looks like there might be a new Halo game in development next to Halo Infinite. The Embracer Group basically bought all of the western parts of Square Enix. That is a big thing. This deal is around $300 million. I can tell you this is a steal, okay, for the amount of shit that they are going to get. They are getting Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, these old IPs, and Tomb Raider still holds a lot of value as an IP. If you guys don't know what Embracer Group is, they are basically this big company that has been buying some small studios and publishers. Now they are becoming very big, a very big publisher in the industry. Some notable names that are under the Embracer Group. Of course, you got THQ Nordic, but you also have 4A Games, the developers of Metro. If you ever played the Metro games, really good first-person shooter survival horror games. They got Gearbox. They bought Gearbox from 2K, the developers behind Borderlands. They recently had Aspyr. And Aspyr is at the moment making the new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. So they even got a Star Wars game behind them. And they own all of Deep Silver and Saber Interactive. They got a lot of studios under their belt now. And slowly the Embracer Group is starting to become a bigger and bigger and bigger publisher. Let's take a look at their website. They have the news that they announced the acquisition. Embracer Group enters into an agreement to acquire Eidos, Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix Montreal amongst other assets. Embracer Group, EB Embracer, has entered into an agreement to acquire the developed studios Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal and Square Enix Montreal, and a catalog of IPs including Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, Legacy of Kain, and more than 50 backlog games from Square Enix Holding. In total, the acquisition includes over 1,100 employees across 3 studios and 8 global locations. The total purchase price amounts to $300 million USD on a cash and debit-free basis, to be paid in full at closing. Embracer has secured additional long-term debt funding commitments for this and other transactions in the pipeline. The company today reiterates its current operation EBIT forecast for fiscal year 21-2022, fiscal year 2022-2023, and fiscal year 2023-2024. The transaction is subject to various regulatory and other external approvals and is expected to close during the second quarter of the Embracer's financial year 2022-2023, July-September 2022. You are thinking, why is Square Enix selling their Western studios? And it's not really a secret. If you look at their recent releases, Avengers has flopped immensely. It was supposed to be this big live service game, but it failed financially and player-wise. Critically wise, it hasn't reviewed well. The recent Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, didn't do very well either. And I'm actually pretty sad because the last game from Eidos Montreal, which was Guardians of the Galaxy, was actually really good in my opinion. To see that gone from Square Enix is somewhat sad. But to be honest, Square Enix has a lot of profit from the Japanese studios anyways. Those are more important. Oh well, let's see if these studios will now have a better life under the Embracer Group. We got some comments from Daniel Amat on Twitter, a very good analyst. Square Enix Western studios have underperformed over numerous titles. Its biggest growth areas in the past year have been from Japanese studios, like I said, especially smartphone games and MMOs. Final Fantasy XIV is the biggest MMO, and that's the currently best revenue source. Square Enix was looking forward to offload their Western studios for a while now, and Embracer is paying the full amount upon completion. Yeah, their revenue from their Western studios also was very low. For reference, Crystal Dynamics had a profit margin of 3.6% in 2021, while Eidos Montreal had a profit margin of 0.65% in 2021. That's very low, and that's probably the reason why they are selling these studios off. But there is one thing about this whole story that I do not like. And there is a comment from Square Enix. This is from Wario64 on Twitter. Square Enix says that the transaction, which was only 300 million, enables the launch of new businesses by moving forward with investment in fields including blockchain, AI and the cloud. Square Enix still has Just Cause, Outriders and Life is Strange. So there are still some Western IPs that Square Enix still has and owns. So they didn't sell everything to the Embracers group. This is a statement from Square Enix. Purpose of the transaction. The transaction will assist the company in adapting to the changes underway in the global business environment by establishing a more efficient allocation of resources, which will enhance corporate value by accelerating growth, blah blah blah. It's all corporate speech. Growth in company's core business in the digital entertainment domain. In addition, the transaction enables the launch of the new businesses by moving forward with investments in the fields including blockchain, AI and cloud. The move is based on the policy of the business structure optimization that the company set forth under the medium-term business strategy unveiled on May 13, 2021. They want to reinvest this money into blockchain. And we already saw that Square Enix was interested in using NFTs for their games. No. And this is exactly why I made Get Rekt. I do not want this stuff in my video games. Video games should stay fun, and we don't want to earn real-life money in video games. Video games are a form of escapism. We want to have fun there. And we are not looking for a second life. We already are fucking busy with our own life, and that's enough, you know. If they are going to make real games with NFTs, I will be on the front of this. I will make a video how bullshit it will be. I hope they change their plans somewhat on that stuff, but we shall see. It's also, NFTs are a bit of a buzzword these days. Companies say that they want to jump on these trends, but are they really going to at the end of the day? We don't know. There are already some other studios who got from the idea of using NFTs, especially even EA. We know EA is one of the most greediest publishers in this industry, but even EA is like, NFTs, nah, we shall see, we don't need that now. So, yeah, I love Square Enix. Square Enix is one of my favorite publishers. I love Kingdom Hearts with all my heart, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Nier, but please stop with the whole NFT shit. I just want good games at the end of the day. Single player experiences that I will remember for the ages to come. And we need to see if the Embracer group also will handle Tomb Raider the right way. If it won't get butchered. Maybe it will be good and we will see also a new Deus Ex from Montreal. Because they also bought the Deus Ex IP now with this deal. And maybe they saw the hype that Cyberpunk 2027 created for the hype for an actually good cyberpunk genre game, and they were like, hey, we can do that if we like put some money towards Deus Ex. So they definitely see value in these IPs. Otherwise they wouldn't have bothered to buy them. So let's see what comes out of this. It could be good, but it could be bad as well. Then I have a second smaller news story connected to Xbox. Jess Corden, a very reliable insider in the industry, he has a report on the fact that 343 might be working on something else related to Halo that is not Halo Infinite. In a small part of the Xbox 2 podcast, he mentioned very quickly, I am fairly sure that I heard that they are working on another Halo project next to Halo Infinite.
I'm pretty sure 343 is working on another Halo project that isn't Halo Infinite. Fairly sure. Not 100%, but...
Now, we do have a trademark for Halo the Endless, and there is a lot of speculation that this could be a expansion or a DLC, some kind for Halo Infinite. If you played Halo Infinite, you know that they mentioned the Endless at the end of the game, but it could be maybe some sort of new faction in the game. Will it be its own game, or maybe will it be a DLC or like a standalone type of thing? I don't know. The fact is that Halo Infinite is a live service game and it should get new content. Proves a bit that this might be more DLC related. Now, that's all I have for today for you guys. Are you excited for this whole purchase from Embracer Group and that they got Tomb Raider, Deus Ex? We might see maybe a new Deus Ex in the future. I don't know if they actually bought Sleeping Dogs as well. I have to see. If they have, please bring back Sleeping Dogs. I really love that game and it deserves a sequel. Let me know in the comment section below what your opinion is on all this stuff. As always, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Visit our socials and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.